James, I once introduced myself at a work event and completely forgot my own job title.
You forgot your own job title?
Someone asked, "So what do you do?" And I stood there for 4 full seconds saying absolutely nothing.
4 seconds of silence about yourself.
About myself, the one topic I know best in the entire world, and my brain just went completely blank.
What did you say after the 4 seconds?
I said, "I work with things."
Things very specific.
Very helpful. The person nodded politely and walked away to get a drink, which honestly felt fair.
I understand this more than I would like to admit. I once tried to sound confident in a meeting and used a word I did not fully understand.
Oh no, what word?
I said the project was very ambiguous when I meant ambitious.
Those are very different meanings.
Very. Ambiguous means unclear. Ambitious means big and exciting. I basically told my whole team that our project was confusing.
And they just accepted that?
Nobody corrected me. They all just looked at each other quietly, which was somehow worse.
So today we're talking about something that every English learner needs and every English speaker has struggled with at some point.
How to communicate with real confidence in English. Not fake confidence, not speak fast and hope for the best confidence.
The real kind. The kind that keeps you in the conversation even when things go slightly wrong.
Welcome to Mr. English Podcast.
Your friendly, warm, and completely real place to practice easy English every single day.
I am James.
And I am Emma. And today we are going to talk about confidence in English communication, what to focus on, what to look for in yourself, and what to avoid.
And we will do all of this in very simple, easy, everyday English.
So, if you are a beginner, you are exactly in the right place. Stay with us.
And if this episode feels helpful, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now.
And share it with one friend who also wants to feel more confident speaking English.
Because that friend is out there. That friend might actually be you.
Okay, let us get into it.
Emma, I want to start with a question that I think many learners are afraid to ask out loud.
Go ahead.
Is it actually possible to feel confident in English if you are still learning?
That's such a good question, and I think most learners secretly believe the answer is no.
They believe confidence comes after they're fluent.
Yes, like fluency is the door, and confidence is the room behind it. First you get fluent, then you get confident.
And in the meantime, you just feel nervous and hope nobody notices.
Exactly. And I believed this for a long time, too. When I was learning a second language, I thought I would feel confident one day when everything clicked and I could speak without thinking.
And did that day come?
No, because confidence doesn't live behind fluency, it lives inside practice.
Say that again.
Confidence doesn't come after you are good, it comes from practicing even when you're not good yet.
So the learner waiting to feel confident before they speak is actually waiting for the wrong thing.
They're waiting for something that only speaking can give them, and they're not speaking.
That's a bit of a painful circle.
It is. You need to speak to get confidence, but you wait for confidence to speak, and you just stay stuck.
So the first thing to understand is that confidence is not a feeling you wait for.
It's a skill you build while you're still imperfect.
While you're still making mistakes.
While you sometimes say things instead of your job title.
We're bringing that back already.
It felt relevant.
Okay, so let's talk about what to focus on, because I think a lot of learners focus on the wrong things when they think about confident communication.
What do most learners focus on?
Grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, having the perfect sentence ready.
And those things matter, but they're not where confidence lives.
Where does it live then?
It lives in 3 places: clarity, continuity, and connection.
Break those down for me.
Clarity means your message is easy to understand. It doesn't mean your sentence is grammatically perfect. It means the other person understands your point.
So a simple sentence that is clear is better than a complicated sentence that is confusing.
Always, every single time. A short, clear sentence will carry your message further than a long, confused one.
And learners often try to sound impressive by using big words.
Yes, and sometimes those big words create distance instead of connection.
Like my ambiguous project.
Exactly like that. Your team did not feel impressed, they felt confused.
So clarity is the first focus. What is continuity?
Continuity means you keep going. You don't stop in the middle of a thought and give up. Even if you lose a word, even if your sentence comes out a little messy, you continue.
Why is continuing so important?
Because communication is not about single perfect sentences. It's about the whole message arriving. And if you stop every time something feels imperfect, the message never fully arrives.
So continuity protects the message.
It does. And it protects the listener's experience, too. When a speaker keeps stopping and apologizing and starting over, the listener starts feeling stressed for them.
I've experienced that from the other side, actually. Someone was presenting at an event and they kept stopping and saying sorry and looking lost.
And how did you feel as a listener?
Uncomfortable. I wanted to help them, but I didn't know how. I was spending so much energy worrying about them that I stopped following their actual content.
That's the problem. Their nervousness became the topic instead of their message.
So when I continue, even when it's imperfect, I keep the listener focused on the message.
Yes, your job is to keep pointing toward the message, not toward the mistake.
And the third thing, connection.
Connection is the most underrated part of confident communication. It means the other person feels you are actually talking to them, not at them.
What is the difference?
Talking at someone is when you are just delivering information. Your eyes are looking somewhere else, your voice is flat, you're just getting through it.
And talking to someone?
Talking to someone is when they feel seen. You look at them occasionally, you notice if they understand, you adjust if they look confused. There's a real human exchange happening.
And confidence plays a role in that?
A huge role, because nervous speakers go inward. They're thinking about themselves, their mistakes, their grammar. They cannot look outward at the listener.
But confident speakers go outward.
They focus on the listener. Are they following me? Did that land? Do I need to explain differently?
And that shift of attention actually helps the speaker too.
Yes, it does. When you stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on the listener, a lot of the self-consciousness disappears.
Because you're too busy caring about them to worry about yourself.
Exactly that. It sounds simple, but it genuinely works.
Okay, let's talk about what to look for, in yourself, I mean. What signs tell you that your confidence is growing or shrinking?
Oh, this is practical and useful. Okay, first sign that your confidence is growing, you start noticing your mistakes after you speak instead of before.
Explain that more.
So, when you're very nervous, you spend all your energy before speaking. You prepare, you worry, you imagine everything going wrong. And then, when it's your turn, you're already exhausted.
I know that feeling very well.
But as confidence grows, something shifts. You speak first, and then you notice afterward, oh, I could have said that better. And that noticing after is actually a sign of growth.
Because you were present enough while speaking to actually get the words out.
Yes, the self-correction moves to after the moment instead of interrupting the moment.
What's the second sign to look for?
You start asking questions instead of just answering them.
Really? Asking questions is a sign of confidence?
Think about it. When you feel very nervous in a conversation, what do?
I try to answer as quickly as possible and hope the topic moves on.
Yes, you're in defensive mode, survive and escape. But when you feel more confident, you become curious. You ask things. You keep the conversation going from your side.
So taking initiative in a conversation is a confidence marker.
A very clear one. And it also makes you sound more engaged and interesting to the other person.
Win on both sides.
Always better when it works both ways. Third sign to look for.
Go ahead.
You stop finishing your sentences with a question tone when you're not actually asking a question.
Oh, the voice goes up at the end even when it should stay flat.
Yes, like saying, I work in marketing, with a rising voice, as if you're asking someone to confirm that you work in marketing.
Like you need approval for your own job.
It sounds like uncertainty, like you're not sure if what you're saying is correct.
And a flat or slightly falling voice at the end of a statement sounds more certain.
More grounded, more like you believe what you're saying. So listening to your own voice is part of building confidence.
Paying attention to your own patterns is very important, not to judge yourself, just to notice.
Notice without judgment, because judgment makes you freeze. Noticing helps you adjust.
Emma, let me share something real, because I think it will connect with a lot of learners.
Please.
So, when I was first practicing English in group settings, I used a strategy that I'm not proud of.
Oh, I'm already interested.
I would watch conversations happening around me, and before I spoke, I would mentally rehearse my sentence maybe 5 or 6 times.
Inside your head?
Inside my head, completely silently, like a small private theater.
And by the time you were ready to say it,
The conversation had moved on to a completely different topic.
3 steps ahead of you.
And then I would just nod like I had been following the whole time.
The confident nod that means nothing.
Exactly that nod. Very committed to it.
So the over-rehearsing in your head was actually keeping you out of the conversation.
Yes, because real conversation moves. It doesn't wait for you to perfect your sentence.
And this is such an important thing for learners to hear. Real conversation isn't a test where you need a perfect answer. It's an exchange that keeps moving.
And the person who rejoins imperfectly is still part of the conversation.
The person who waits for perfect is not.
So the advice is to speak with the sentence you have, not the sentence you wish you had.
That's it. Use what's ready. If it's not perfect, that's fine. Keep going.
And what about the moments when you genuinely can't find the words?
This is where learners need tools, not just motivation, real practical tools.
Tell me more.
Okay, so when a word disappears on you, when you know what you want to say, but the exact word is just not there, you have options.
What options?
Option 1, describe around the word. So instead of the exact word, you describe what you mean.
Give me an example.
You want to say the word schedule, but it disappears. So instead, you say the plan for when things happen.
That works.
It always works, because communication is about meaning, not about specific vocabulary words.
Option 2.
Use a simpler word. Sometimes we reach for a big, impressive word when a simple one does the same job.
Like saying use instead of utilize.
Exactly. They mean the same thing. The simpler one is often clearer.
And option 3.
Say what you know, and then pause. You don't have to fill every silence with sound.
Ah, the pause. We talked about this being powerful.
A pause after you've said something meaningful is not weakness, it's control. It tells the listener, I've said something worth thinking about.
And the nervous version of the pause?
The nervous version is filling it with sound. Sort of, kind of, lots of small sounds that mean nothing.
And those sounds make the speaker sound less certain.
Even if the actual words were good, too many filler sounds can hide a strong message.
So practicing to be comfortable with a small silence is actually a communication skill.
One of the most underrated ones. And it is uncomfortable at first. That silence feels very long to the speaker.
But not to the listener.
To the listener, a short pause is barely noticeable. To the speaker, it feels like a year.
At least a month.
At least. But it gets easier with practice.
Okay, let us talk about what to avoid, because I think knowing what not to do is just as helpful as knowing what to do.
Maybe more helpful sometimes, because a lot of learners are doing things that hurt their confidence without knowing it.
First big thing to avoid.
Apologizing before you speak.
Like saying sorry for your English before you have even said anything.
Yes. Sorry, my English is not very good, but... And then you say the thing.
And I have done this. I thought it was being humble.
It feels like humility, but what it actually does is it lowers the listener's expectations before you have given them anything to judge.
So I'm asking them to see me as less capable before they have even heard me.
And sometimes people take that invitation. They start speaking more slowly at you or explaining things very simply because you've already told them you struggle.
Even if you do not actually struggle that much.
Exactly. You've set the frame, and it's a small frame.
So instead of apologizing before, what do?
You just speak. If something goes wrong, you fix it when it goes wrong, not before.
Correct the mistake when it happens, not before it exists.
Yes. Do not apologize for a mistake that hasn't happened yet.
Second thing to avoid?
Please. Comparing your speaking to native speakers and feeling bad about the gap.
Oh, this one is real for so many people.
You hear a native speaker on a podcast or in a movie. They're smooth, fast, natural, and then you think about your own speaking and the gap feels enormous.
And that gap feeling is discouraging.
Very. But the comparison is not fair.
Because they've spoken that language every single day since childhood.
And you're learning it now, as an adult, often while also working and living a full life. That's actually remarkable.
So the comparison should not be between you and a native speaker.
The comparison should be between you last month and you today.
That's a much more honest measurement.
And usually, when learners actually compare themselves to their past selves, they realize there's been real progress. Words they struggled with before now come naturally.
And situations that used to terrify them are now just mildly uncomfortable.
Progress.
Real progress. Fourth thing to avoid?
Please. Giving up mid-sentence.
This one happens a lot.
Constantly. Someone starts a sentence, loses the word they need, and just stops. They say, never mind, or they trail off and look away.
And the listener is left with an unfinished thought.
And the speaker feels worse than if they had finished imperfectly, because now there's also the feeling of giving up.
So finishing imperfectly is better than not finishing at all.
Always. A messy finish is still a finish, and it keeps your confidence intact because you completed the attempt.
Completing the attempt even imperfectly.
That's the habit to build. Not perfection, completion.
Emma, I want to talk about one more thing, because I think we need to address the body.
The body?
Yes, because confident communication is not just what comes out of your mouth, it's also what your body is doing.
Oh, this is so true, and learners often forget this completely.
What does nervous body language look like?
Shoulders up near the ears, eyes looking at the floor or at the ceiling, arms crossed or hands fidgeting, voice getting smaller and quieter.
And what does that communicate to the listener?
It communicates that the speaker wants to disappear, and the listener feels that.
Even if the actual words are fine.
Even if the words are perfect, a folded-in body makes the message feel uncertain.
So what should a learner focus on physically?
3 simple things. Shoulders down and back, not stiff, just relaxed and open.
That already changes how breathing works.
Yes. When your shoulders are up, your breathing is shallow. When they're down and open, you breathe more deeply, and deeper breathing makes your voice steadier.
Second thing?
Eye contact. Not staring intensely like you're trying to read someone's thoughts, just occasional, natural eye contact that says, I'm here with you.
And in a group setting?
Move your eye contact around the group. Include people. Don't lock onto one person for the whole time.
Third thing physically?
Slow down your speaking speed just slightly. Not dramatically, just enough that your words have room to breathe.
And this connects back to the pause.
Everything connects. When you slow down a little and allow pauses, your body relaxes. And when your body relaxes, your thinking gets clearer. And when your thinking gets clearer, your words come easier.
So the physical and the mental are linked.
They are not separate things. They are the same system. Change one and the other follows.
That is something learners often do not think about. They practice words and grammar, but forget the body.
And the body is communicating the whole time, before the first word even comes out.
Let us do a quick story, a real situation that brings all of this together.
Yes, I love a real story.
So imagine a learner. Let's call her Priya. Priya has been learning English for 2 years. Her grammar is actually quite solid. Her vocabulary is growing, but she is terrified of speaking in group situations.
Very common situation.
At her workplace, there's a weekly team meeting. Priya always has ideas, good ideas, but she never speaks. She prepares everything in her head and then the moment passes.
The private theater problem.
Exactly. And after every meeting, she goes home feeling frustrated. She knows she had something to say. She just couldn't get it out.
So what changes for Priya?
She makes one small decision. In the next meeting, she will say one thing. Just one. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be said.
One thing. That is a manageable goal.
Very small, very specific. So the next meeting comes, someone asks for opinions on a new plan, and Priya's heart starts going fast.
The body preparing for danger.
Yes, but Priya takes a breath. She puts her shoulders down and she says, I think this plan is good, but maybe we can also think about the timing.
A short, clear, complete sentence.
Not perfect, not impressive, but clear and complete.
And what happens?
Her manager says, good point, Priya, let's discuss the timing.
Her idea became part of the conversation.
Her idea became part of the conversation, and Priya felt something she hadn't felt in that meeting room before.
What did she feel?
Like she belonged there.
That is the whole thing, is it not? Confidence is not feeling like you're the best speaker in the room.
It's feeling like you belong in the conversation.
And that feeling doesn't come before you speak, it comes from speaking.
One short, clear, complete sentence changed how Priya experienced that room.
And now she has evidence that her voice is welcome there.
And that evidence builds the next moment of confidence.
And the one after that.
Small moments stacking up.
Until speaking feels less like a risk and more like a normal thing you do.
Before we close, I want to give learners something very practical. 3 things to practice this week.
Yes, practical over everything.
First, practice one sentence out loud every day. Not in your head, out loud.
Even if no one is listening, your own ears are listening, and your own brain is learning.
Say it out loud about anything. What you ate, what you saw, what you're thinking. One sentence out loud every day.
Second thing.
Practice the pause. In your next English conversation, when you feel the urge to fill silence with or just let it be quiet for 1 second. Let the pause exist.
It will feel uncomfortable.
It will feel very uncomfortable. Do it anyway, and then notice that the world did not end.
The world continues after the pause.
Consistently.
The third thing?
After your next English interaction, anyone, a small conversation, a message, a quick exchange, notice one thing that went well.
Not what went wrong.
Not what was imperfect.
One thing that worked. One word you used well, one moment where you were understood.
Because what you focus on after the interaction shapes how you feel about the next one.
If you only look at mistakes, you dread the next conversation. If you notice what worked, you go into the next one with a little more resource.
A little more evidence that you can do this.
Because you can. You really, genuinely can.
Okay, English learners, that's our episode for today, and we hope it felt like a real conversation between real people in easy, clear English.
Because that's always the goal here.
If this episode was useful or interesting, or if it made you think about your own communication, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now.
We're here for you every episode. Real conversations, real English, real simple.
And please share this episode with a friend or a colleague who wants to feel more confident speaking English.
Because everyone knows someone who says, I understand English, but I'm scared to speak it. Share this with them today.
And we really want to hear from you. Leave us a comment. Tell us, when do you feel most confident speaking English? And when is it hardest?
Or maybe you have a story like mine from the beginning, a moment where your words completely disappeared on you. Tell us. We're listening.
Because every story you share helps other learners feel less alone with their own experience.
And feeling less alone is actually its own kind of confidence.
Your words in English, any length, any level, are always welcome here.
Always.
So, until next time, remember this.
Confidence doesn't arrive before you speak.
It's built every time you speak anyway.
Even when it's imperfect.
Especially when it's imperfect.
Because every imperfect sentence you finish is a brick, and one day you'll look up and realize you've built something real.
See you in the next episode.
Keep going, English learners. We're rooting for every single one of you.
Bye for now.